Americans watching the forecast closely. Set to deal with multiple modes of weather. We're talking about crippling ice, snow, heavy rain, and this storm could slow down travel plans this weekend. We want to take a look at the big picture, and then we're going to break it down as we go through the rest of the morning. Michael, this is the big storm. We'll watch the southern portions, even to the north, the plains. We're talking about the northeast. 35 plus states, and you look at the map and you're like, yeah, that's definitely most of the country. 200 million plus, and we've got some of these storms that's going to stretch more than 2,000 miles, my friend.
Yeah, and we break it down day by day, Craig.
Yeah.
You see, it all begins really tomorrow during the afternoon and evening, Dallas, Fort Worth to Wichita Falls, and this is just the appetizer, if you will, to what's going to be a really serious entree.
Yeah, a lot of cold air in place still coming through. And then as we look at Saturday, my friend, take a look at the pink. Now, at this point, many of you who have been with us and you watch weather, you know that that's that frozen precipitation, and we're concerned about this because this ice accretion could be a problem, Michael, when you think about power outages, you think about trying to travel. It is Saturday, so hopefully a lot of you can take the day off, the weekend off, Michael, but not everybody has the weekend off, and we have things that we want to do. I think today is the day, and we'll emphasize this many times. Prep day. You're absolutely right.
Absolutely. You think about heading out to Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever your local department store is, and grabbing that big bag of ice.
Yeah.
You know, not just for melting snow, but obviously, I should say, grabbing salt to melt the ice.
Right, yeah.
Because we're expecting, to your point, we could see in spots a quarter to a half an inch of ice, which, as you know, you add in a quarter to a half an inch of ice on a power line, and literally it is the weight of a full-sized male gorilla on a average power span, which is about 300 to 400 feet.
That'll bring that down for sure, right? You also think about, what do I need prep-wise? Because I don't want to be on the roads. Do I need medication? My pets, my kids, do we have food? If you lose power, there's a lot of cold air behind this, and then watch what happens. It goes over portions of the southeast, snow up to the north. Michael, when you're talking about this, do you lose power for days? Because it'll be cold behind the system. What's my heat source? Do I have a wood-burning stove, a pellet stove? Do I use maybe butane, the tanks? A lot of those are out there. Because think about this part of the country, Michael. A lot of us out here live in homes that aren't as insulated, perhaps. We have mobile homes, we have modular homes, and those aren't quite as insulated. Then we talk about Sunday to Monday, big storm that could affect the Northeast and into portions of the Mid-Atlantic, which we will also break down this morning, too.
Absolutely, yeah. I think Monday's going to be a really tough day for so many, especially when it affects the 95 corridor, one of the most heavily trafficked interstates in our country, not to mention the airport. So a lot that we're going to be keeping our eyes on here in the days ahead. Meantime, we want to break it down further and head to the Central Plains because it is bitter cold air that's really going to be locked and loaded. You're looking live here in Little Rock, Arkansas, state capital, where current temperatures are just a smidge above freezing, right? 32 degrees are freezing mark. This is at 34 degrees. So at least right now, as Craig and I were just saying, this is very much so the calm before the storm. Little Rock, you're looking at your Fox weather app, and it says you have a winter storm watch that has been issued. And it's not just winter storm watches, but there are also winter storm warnings for Oklahoma City, Craig.
Yeah, and you think about the watches that are in place, it's a matter of time before those become warnings as well, right, my friend? When you look at the snow forecast right now and you look at this map, you're like, man, that is a lot as far as colors. And this is specifically just for the snow, not the ice that we're looking at. Especially where we've got the warmer air nosing up, you're likely to see some wetter, denser kind of snow, and it's going to come down hard and heavy at times. North, maybe a fluffier type of snow because you're underneath that cold air. And then you talk about the ice, and I think this is the biggest part of the forecast. It's going to have the biggest implications as far as slowing down.
Yeah, I want to highlight this, is that, we're projecting upwards of a half an inch of ice. That's right there in that really light pink coloring, and that's almost all of northern Louisiana. You look at southern Arkansas, just south of Little Rock, and we could be talking about ice accumulations of at least a half an inch.
Man, and also you think about the major interstates there, 20 to 40, but every small town in the middle of that being affected by this. Just getting to your neighbor's house, getting to the supermarket is going to be tough, which is why we're saying today is your prep day. Get it all done today if you can. I was texting my sister-in-law who lives in Dallas. I'm like, fuel up your car, because if the town loses power, guess what? The power is supplying the pumps, energy to pump out the gas. And if you don't have gas, you can't go anywhere anyway. But Saturday through Sunday, the big storm continues to move. You'll also have rain on the southern side of this, and then, Michael, behind it, the temperatures are just staying cold. So whatever's there is going to be there.
Yeah, I remember, I think it was in Houston, we had a big ice storm years ago in parts of central Texas and southeast Texas. And so this could be an ice storm that's maybe perhaps not to that extreme level, but it does go to show that, the damage that ice can do. So really, by today and early tomorrow at the very latest are your prep days. You need to hunker down and stay put tomorrow afternoon and through this entire event.
No kidding. And as we slide a little farther south and east, cities across Tennessee, Georgia, the Carolinas, they're also bracing for crippling ice. And the last time Nashville dealt with a similar situation was just last year when the Music City saw more than 3 inches of snow. January has been quite active for the region over the past few years as they saw more than 6 inches of snow in 2024 and 2022 as well. Bracing, you can see that beautiful shot of Nashville right now. This is going to be a tough call for portions of Middle Tennessee. The cold Arctic air is in place. How far of an impact does it have with the snow? Now, as the energy moves up from the south, remember, you've got a warmer source. You've got the energy coming off of the Gulf of America. It's a more mild air mass. Really starts to dig into the cold air. Now, we're going to see, I think, a good mixture here for portions of Nashville. We're talking about freezing rain. And this has moved a little farther north, if you will. Some of that warmer, more mild air is nudging a little farther north. So having said that, Michael, I think that now we've got concerns for this freezing rain event. And you think about all of the hilly terrain, well, especially right here, I guess I should say, that we've got it's going to be tough to drive on there. A few isolated showers and thunderstorms to the south of there, but it's the icing that's going to be significant. Look at these temperatures Sunday morning. Huntsville 15, 23 at Atlanta. You think about all the effects at airports, too. That's a major problem for sure.
Absolutely. That could cripple airports and slow things down, not just in the local region, but everywhere else that there could be, cities where you are connecting through.
Yeah.